Hey there, tech enthusiasts. Welcome back to Prime Coding. I'm Aditya, and in today's video, we'll dive into the latest coding question that were asked by Accenture in August. And guess what? These questions straight away came from our Accenture coding sheet that I have recently uploaded on the Prime Coding channel. So for those candidates who are continuously practicing along with our channel videos and sheets that we are providing, those candidates are one step ahead from the crowd, and in this video we'll let you know the solution of those questions as well as where do that question actually came from. So without wasting time, let's start this problem solving video. Now the question one, you can see Tom is writing a secret message using a string of text str. However, he accidentally mixed up two important character, which is ch1 and ch2. Now see, this type of question, you can exactly get these types of questions in your Accenture exam as well, because these questions are storytelling type of questions. Now all instance of ch1 have turned into ch2 and ch2 have turned into ch1. If you have solved my Accenture coding sheet, then I think you got a trick to solve this question now with this particular line. And your mission is to help Tom by creating a function that will restore the original message. The function should take the string str along with the two characters ch1 and ch2 and swap them back to their correct places so that the message is exactly as Tom intended it. So if I will show you the thing from where this question came from. So this is the coding sheet video that I've uploaded a month back, which have at least 42k views on this video, as well as this is the sheet screenshot where you can find the same question. The given function has a string, has two characters ch1 and ch2. Execute the function in such a way that the string returns its original string and all the events in ch1 are replaced by ch2 and vice versa. As you can see the example. So focus on the test case, okay, ch1 and ch2, and now this is the example which were given in the OA of Accenture. Now same example, apples, ch1a, ch2p, and the output should be pals. Okay, where all A's are replaced by P's and all P's are replaced by A's. So this is the question, which is a very simple walkthrough based question. So without wasting time, let's check out the solution of it. So for the solution, we know that we need to create a function or anything that you want to create. Okay, any function that you can create, where either you want to create a function or you can just write in a code, because as for the candidate, he told me we need to write a code from scratch on the compiler. Okay, so you need to write the code from scratch. So either you can create a function or you can just write it on your int main. Okay, so I will directly hop to our compiler because I don't think so this question requires a lot of explanation, because if it is given as apples, you just need to replace ch1 with ch2 and ch2 with ch1, vice versa. So if it is A is replaced by P and P replaced by A as per the sample test case. So without wasting time, let's hop to the compiler. Okay guys, let's start writing the code from very scratch, because in your interview, you will get the code as a simple or empty compiler. You need to write your code. So without wasting time, you can include anything that you want. Okay, it is not the case that you only include IO streams. So include bits so that if someday if I need to use some STL as well, I can use it successfully. So yes, I'm done. Now using namespace std so that we can easily do stand in and stand out operation. In the question they state to create a function, but it is not the case. You can create a one function which will do your given task properly. Okay, so in the question they said we need to take an input of string. I took the input at string, as well as they said that you will get a line by line input of ch1 and ch2, which you should replace in the given string. Okay, so char ch1 I need to take and ch2 I need to take as an input. So I will take c in ch1 and C in ch2. I guess we are done. If it is the Python code, I guess the code would be very easy to write. Now ch1 and ch2, we took the input. Now what I need to do is I need to have a string which will store the input as well, or the new constructed string which we need to return in the end, which has the replaced character into it. Okay, so yes, now I did the task. Okay, great. So I did the task of it. Now I just need to iterate over the string. Okay, so iterate over the string. So I will use for each loop to iterate over the string, given string. Now what all the cases that we need to know? We need to check whether if anytime my C becomes ch1, then please, instead of current character, append the ch2. Okay, and similarly, else if I found that my C is equivalent to ch2, please append what, or add ch1 instead of ch2. Okay, and in the last, if any of the case is not executed, just execute the current character that we are currently on. And I guess we are almost done with our problem. Okay, so what next I need to do? I just need to return my result. Or if you are creating a function, then you can use return. Or here I'm not creating anything, so you can just write res and l. Fantastic. So I guess our code is, or will do the correct work that we need to do. And yes, waiting for the output. Okay, so now we got an output as fails, which is a right option that we need. Or the test case would be if, let's say, if there is no character present in the given string that we need to replace. Let's say it would be LLLLL. Then I should get the output as LLLLL. So you can see, guys, we got an output as LLLL. Okay. So now let's hop to the second problem. That was a very tricky, or I would say modified problem of second largest element. So let's see the second problem. Before moving to second problem, guys, I know that you are able to solve any of the questions in the given test because you are following the coding sheet and the questions are popping from the sheet. So it definitely that you will crack for an interview. And if you are looking for a detailed technical section which will help you to check yourself how much prepared you are for the interview, what all your weakness and everything, and if you think about your resume is not well, so all this resume review, your personalized feedback from me, what all stuffs that you need to improve in yourself, everything I will let you know in the session, as well as suggestions for the future improvement, such as roadmaps, what all things that you need to take care of when you are preparing for the particular interview. And these are called as expert guided. So if you're looking for it, just head over to primecoding.in, get the Accenture plan, and I will reach out to you to improve you, and so that you can crack your interview in a very easy manner. So the second problem, as you can see on the screen, is Anis has an array B and she wants to figure out how many times the second highest element appears in it. So your task is to help her by returning an integer that represents the number of occurrences of this second highest element in the array. So as per, if I read this question once, I can figure it out as we need to do two operations. What all those? So firstly, I need to find the second largest element or second highest element present in the array, as well as I need to find the occurrence. So I know that it will take linear time to find occurrence as well, and it will take linear time to find the second largest element as well. So I need to do two tasks here. Okay, and we got input as the n, the length of the array, and next up that I'm getting it as 1 2 3 4 4 4 and 5 5 5 as an input that we need to take in the input. Okay, so I guess the question is pretty simple. Okay, what we need to do is, and I have directly written 1 2 3, but in the questions there you will get a space between them. Okay, so I guess there was a writing mistake here, but you will get a space so that you can put inside your array. Okay, so now let's see how we can solve this question. Okay, so let's say we got 1 2 3 3 4 as an input array. Now what I need to do exactly? I need to do is I need to find the second largest element of it. So how I can find it? It's a very easy, guys. If you know how to find the largest element and how we used to find the largest element, we'll compare at every destination. Okay, so if 1 is less than 2, okay, we'll give a very smaller integer value to, let's say, minus infinity value to our largest element. Then what I will do is I will search in throughout the array, and I will found the maximum element which is greater than the minus infinity. Okay, so firstly my pointer would be on 1. So 1 is definitely greater than minus infinity, so I will remove it and I will make it as 1, because 1 is the largest element so far that we saw. So now at the second point we'll found 2. So 2 is definitely greater than 1, so I will do again is 2. So I got the point is, if my current I element which we are pointing on, let's say I or num, if it is greater than my largest that we currently stored, if that's the case, please reinitialize my largest. Okay, so this is the basic thing that we know to find the largest element. Now the stuff is to find the second largest element. Okay, so this is a simple trick. Okay, simple trick that I would tell you is, and I know that if you're watching my channel, I have solved this question previously as well in the Accenture coding sheet solution. So largest is equivalent to I. Okay, so if like at this point when we saw that 2 is greater than 1 and previously the largest value is 1, so before changing it, now currently we are on 2, is it currently we are 2 and 2 is greater than 1. So now I know that I will reinitialize my largest element, but before reinitializing I will store a second largest element as well as the previous largest element. Okay, so that second largest, let me create a second variable here which will store 1, and now I will reinitialize my largest. So reinitialize my largest, then 1 becomes 2 now. Now my largest is 2, my second is 1. So in a single iteration, you can do in multiple iterations too, but in a single iteration I did this task. Now what would be the case? If the array is sorted, it will go in this manner only, and in the last you will find as largest as 4 and the second largest as 3. But what if the array is in sorted manner? Then unsorted manner, then what happen is you will find a case which is 5 then 7. Okay, let's say 1 2 3, then you have find 5 and 7 now, or I would say this would be 7 and 5. Okay, so you have find the largest. So till now, if you follow this particular algo, okay, let me write this algo in very good manner. Let's say now with that we are currently on, and if it is greater than largest, and what happened here is I will reinitialize my second to the previous current largest element, and the current largest element would reinitialize to the current num because it satisfies this if condition. Fantastic. Now what happened is, till now here, if I talk about here, my largest element, let me clear it up. My largest element is 3 and my second largest element is 2. Now I have solved 7. Okay, so we know that 7 is the greatest. So this if condition will trigger again, and it will what it will do, it will reinitialize my second to the current value of largest, and the current value of largest would be reinitialized to the 7. Okay, so 7 has been reinitialized. Now what I need to do next is, when my num will come here, what happen is it will check, okay, 5 is greater than the largest element, greater than the largest. What is the largest value? The largest value is 7. Do it make sense? No, 5 is lesser than largest. So we need to write a case as well, else if my num is greater than second largest, is it? So current second largest is 3 and it is 5. Yes, it makes sense. And it may be the case that you are again encountering the stuff. Okay, if this value is 7, let's say 7, then what happens is this case again fails. It will come to if condition. So I need to take care of what my current num should always less than the largest element that we are maintaining till now. And in the last, just reinitialize your second to the num, and I know you are done with your thing. Okay, so yes, this is the code to find the particular second largest element. And when we found out the second largest, we call our function and we create a new function of finding the occurrence, okay, which will be a simple linear search where we'll count the number of occurrence and in the last we'll return it. I think this code is pretty clear to you all, and we'll write this code in Python. Why? Because one code in C++, one code in Python, and Java code, C++ code and Python code you will find in the description. There is a GitHub link. You just need to head over to it and you will find all these code snippet in a particular manner. Just see the code if you are facing issues of writing the program. I don't think so, because these codes are very easy to write and the complexity are pretty linear. Okay, that's why I'm not discussing till now. So as you can see, this question exactly came from our sheet, just a new thing that we need to find an occurrence. So I don't think so. It requires a lot of effort. So let me go to the Python stuff, because this code would be pretty lengthy, and lengthy code in Python looks very short, is it? So first thing what I do is I need to take the n as a size of the input. Okay, so n as a size of the input which will be given in the integer format. Now next stuff is, as I need to get all the element into our nums or array, so what I will do, I will use a map function here, because as you need to write a code from scratch, most of the Python programmer won't know this particular method, where what you need to do, you need to create a list where you need to use map, where the spaces would be removed and all the particular element would come into the list format, and your array is ready to being processed. Okay, so now map, what is the format of the numbers? Okay, integer would be the format, and what I need to take, I need to take input, and how, just need to split according to the given spaces. Okay, now we are done. Now the first task what I need to do is find the second largest. Okay, find the second largest element, which is the first task, or let me write in a very clear manner. So first step is largest element. Okay, let's say second largest element. Okay, so step is second largest we need to find. So I will do is second largest is equivalent to find s largest. Okay, so bingo. So now here what I need to pass is the nums array, from which we'll find the second largest. Now what is the next step we need to do? We need to find the count as well of the second largest. So count, or I will say find occurrence of s largest. Okay, fantastic. And here what I need to pass is the second largest that we found just now in the above call, second largest, and from where I need to find the occurrence, from the nums. Okay, where all the elements has been stored. And the last, I know that I just need to print my count. So this is my driver code. Now first task that we are doing here is def is equals to find the second largest. Okay, so let me copy this and paste the function name, and I will write it as nums here. Now here I need to return my second largest, so I will return my second largest. So I need to find this first. So great. So second largest I have wrote. Now for finding second largest, what all steps that I need to perform? I need to get count, or make a trace of a largest element as well as the second largest element as well. So for finding it, I will in the initial stage, I will initialize them from with a very negative or a large negative integer, so that every number is positive. Okay, every number would be make count of when we are reinitializing the largest and second largest, or when we are comparing it. Okay, so float. Great. So float of minus infinity. I think we are done with our initialization. Now what I need to do is I just need to iterate on the array for num in nums, for nums in nums, so that it's a type of for each loop if you are watching from C++ or Java code. So yeah, do the for loops where all the element would be come one by one. No, now if I found that my num is greater than largest, now what I need to do is I need to initialize my largest for that particular num that we currently pointing on. But as we found the largest element, we need to store the second largest element as well, so that we'll not lose the second largest element. Now the previous value or the current value of largest been initialized to second largest, and the largest is now replaced by the current num. So till now we have made all the positions for finding the second largest if the array is sorted manner. But if the array is unsorted, so now this case will come up where the num is greater than the second largest, and the num should always less than the largest that we currently stored. Then only we'll get the second largest, appropriate second largest element. So second largest equivalent to num. Now I guess we are done with our finding the code of second largest. Now what I need to do is I need to find the occurrence. Okay, find the occurrence of the code. Okay, occurrence of the second largest as well. So let me write it here as k, that we need to find, which is the second largest, from where? From nums. Okay, so now it's a very basic code where we need to initialize a count equivalent to 0, because we need to find the occurrence. So for num in nums, where all the number will come one by one, and if anytime I found that my num is equivalent to k, then just increment my counter. So bingo. And in the last, just increment or just return your count of the function, so that it will come back to your driver code. And yes, I guess we have did our code. Let me provide the input as well. Let's say the input is the size of 5, where the input is 1, 2, then we have 3, 3. Till now, how many elements will be there? 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, and let's say 4. Now I know that the second largest element would be 3, and the occurrence of that is 2, or the output should come as 2. Okay, so let me run this code and see the output. Okay, so we are getting 2 as an output, and let's check, guys. Let's check if my whole array elements are same. So this would be the test case where we should get 0 as an output. Let's see what is we are getting it. Okay, we are getting the output as 0, and what actually happening here is we didn't find any second largest, so second largest is still now an infinity number, and if it is an infinity number, we'll never find the infinity number in a particular array. That's why we are getting the 0 as in response. So yeah, the time complexity of this code would be O of n. Okay, in O of n we are dealing this, as well as we are dealing O of n as well. So the time complexity would be O of n, and the space complexity would be O of 1, because we are not taking any auxiliary space here, rather than taking the input as per the stated by the question. Okay, and similarly as well, you can see here this code is also of n time complexity. Now I have an Accenture playlist where this coding sheet is available, as well as the solution of all the stuffs, and Accenture playlist keep on going on. Okay, so everything from the cheat sheet, from mock test that I usually upload, where it consists of coding programs, as well as the mock test of all the cognitive ability. Okay, every stuff is here, from starting how to crack the Accenture to acing the Accenture, because I have did multiple podcasts as well. You can find on my channel in the success story playlist. Okay, where the students got placed in Accenture, and they have also told about the Accenture coding sheet, how it is efficient in the preparation. So till now, if you are watching, please like this video, subscribe the video, subscribe the channel, and share with your friends. It means a lot. It motivates me to create more great content like this. So we'll meet you with a new video soon.